Hi everyone, Linda Israel here. Thank you so much for being here during my live stream. I greatly appreciate your support. I've pre-recorded this so that we can have some of the behind the scenes done while you listen to me for just a moment. I again want to thank you so very much for being here during my live stream. If you could, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends so that they can come join us. And if you will also give me a comment in the comment section after this video is done, and then definitely speak up in the chat and say hi. Lastly, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Now, if you're watching this as a replay, generally, if you're on a computer, you can go down below and look for the little gear. You can change that and make the speed faster. If you're on a mobile device, look up in the corner, up in this area for 3 little dots, and you can change the speed there as well. Those of you that are here live, do definitely speak up in the chat. I greatly appreciate you being here. Well, those that are here live earn a virtual currency. Junkie Joe should be coming up here in just a moment, and you'll be able to check how many bucks that you have. What are bucks? They're junk bucks. It's just a virtual point system that I have created on my account when we're live so that you can redeem those once you get to 2,000 for a $10 off coupon to my shop. So you can type exclamation point bucks to see how many that you have. And if you have 2,000 and you're ready for a coupon code, type exclamation point award, and my official note takers will take down that information. Now, if you haven't already created an account on my website at lindaisrael.com, please do so, and then send me a message through the contact form letting me know what your YouTube username is. Why? So I'll have your email address and I can email you your coupon code. Also, if you make a donation throughout this live stream, you can be added to my YouTube donators membership that I have on my website. So again, create an account, say, hey, Linda, I donated, and tell me what your username is on YouTube if it's different. That way I can get you added to that. At the end of this stream, I will have journals made, and you will have the opportunity to win one of those journals. Throughout the live stream, we'll have some various raffles, and we also have in-chat games. So be looking out for that in the chat, and I'll kind of speak it up when I get to it. For example, if you type exclamation point raffle, right now you can be in a chance to win 200 junk bucks. So you'll be well on your way to getting 2,000 junk bucks. Normally, Robin is my official note taker. Sometimes Angelica is my official note taker. It kind of depends on what's going on. These are members and administrators of my Facebook group, the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, we'd love to have you come and join us over there. What else? Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. Hey, if you have a question, try to put it in all caps. That way I'll see it. If I don't see it, please don't be offended. The chat sometimes moves fast, and I'm usually looking down trying to create things. So please ask again. But if you know the answer that someone else's question, please go ahead and answer for them. I greatly appreciate that. Let's see, what else? Oh, if you have a YouTube channel, you can't post your link, but you can say, I have a YouTube channel, and tell us a little bit about it. Tell us your channel name, something like that. Tell us what you do. We're going to get started here in just a moment. I'm looking at the time. So roughly 5 minutes is when I'll get started. So it should be just a few more seconds. So definitely hang out in the chat, and we'll get started here in just a moment. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here today. I have been a busy bee, so things are going to be a little bit different today. I'm not making an actual journal. We will have a journal at the end. This is one that I made back in September, so I will show it again at the end of the live stream. Looks like that piece needs to be glued back down. So it features some mixed media. It shows a lot of my what do you call that, Franken pages. This didn't have a lot of sewing in it. Just had a lot of collaging. Lots of bright colors. In fact, this has got a little booklet in it. So lots of different things. So I thought we would play around with what I call a masterboard. The idea is that maybe you have a bunch of scraps, like I have these scraps here, and you're like, well, what am I going to do with all of this? What can I make with all of this? So I'm just grabbing a few things that were laying here on my desk. I've got a little basket that I've been kind of throwing a few things in, and I've got Ziploc baggies full of stuff. Like, I have things sorted by color that are laying around. So I'm trying to just use up. Man, there's more here. What do we got? Oh, this one's kind of pretty. Maybe we'll use that. And there's that. And see how this starts to come together? You have all these pieces and bits that you accumulate. So what I'm doing is, I happen to find this in my stash. It's from April of 2009, so it's really old. And it was when I was a part of the Lions Club here in Yukon. And we had a breakfast, and I don't even know if these were rejects or what, but I had a stack of them that I didn't use. And I've got gel prints. This is where I cleaned off my brayer onto a book page that a child had scribbled on. Thank you, Margie, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, shoe boxes, etc. The scraps are like rabbits. Exactly. They just keep going and going and going. Hey, Rhonda. So then I stamped over the top of it with a beeline butterfly. That is, I think, butterfly medium. I'm not sure. Maybe large. I always get it wrong. Anyhow, and I thought, well, let's just use some of these bits and pieces. So, you know, depending on how you want to start with your foundation paper, it could be that you have some old scrapbook paper, maybe you have some junk mail, maybe you have, I don't know why I did it that way, maybe you have old gel prints and book pages, and I meant to glue this with my glue pot here. Thank you, Margie, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Margaret, sorry, Margaret and Margie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sometimes I just use Aleene's tacky glue. I don't use Mod Podge at all because I don't like how it makes things very sticky. So I'm just kind of smoothing that out on there, and then I'll grab another piece of paper, and sometimes I like to line them up with the first piece. So I'll just come back in here. Again, this is just Aleene's tacky glue with a little bit of water, so it's a little bit runny. Shoe boxes. It's amazing how the scraps and bits and pieces just accumulate. And I'm trying to use more of these mixed media pages up as much as I can. Well, this one happens to be the same width as my page, and I think I'll leave the side there. I am going to add some more glue to my little pot. What I do is when I have an Aleene's bottle that, where's my little one? I refill this one, but when my big bottles are down to the last bit, I add water and shake them really well, and then I dump them all into this one so that I have already to go runny glue. Does that make sense? Oh yeah, you've been making Masterboards, Sam. Awesome, awesome. It's fun to go ahead and just do it. I am not really paying a lot of attention to the color and composition because I'm just trying to use up things, but you can, if you want, take your time and make a collage that uses a particular color. But I wanted to show how we can just take all of these bits and pieces. I think I want to go off the page just a little bit. And I've got some skinnier pieces. I'm going ahead and let it come off the edge. I'll use my scissors or my paper cutter to cut off the excess. Some of these pieces I've gone around with distress ink, some of them have not. I think this one might be just the right width. Yep. You can overlap them if you want. I don't always. A lot of that is because I don't really want to take up that much bulk on my paper. But you can do whatever you like. So this is the same concept that I use for my Franken pages that I would go ahead and sew around. I'll grab my big scissors. Coordinated papers. Yeah, you know, if you've got scrapbook papers that maybe you've used part of it and you had some pieces left over, well, you could take those and turn those into a Masterboard or even a Franken page that you can use on a journal. Oh, thank you, Ruby Lily, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I'm just cutting off the excess here. Now, if you want to be perfect, you can use your paper trimmer and get it as straight as possible. And then it breeds scraps, as they said. So now we have some more little scrappies here that we could use on another project. I'm going to slide this over here. Let's make another one because I want this to dry before I do my next steps to it. So I've got another piece of paper here. This time I have this piece. I have this really bright teal, and I don't want to use all of it. So what I'm going to do is I force myself. This is another thing. If you have scrapbook paper that you haven't been using, cut it up. Cutting it forces you to use it. I think I'll use that piece. Alright, what else we got here? I'm just kind of digging around. Oh, here's some music. Thank you, Robin, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, this gold piece is kind of cool. Sometimes I just grab what I see. Sometimes I dig to see if I find something that I just am in love with. Let me dig in this other bin. So I got this little bin of things. Ooh, that one's kind of neat. Maybe that strip. That's a fun one. All right, so I think I got enough for another page. I've even got little bitty strips if we need it. All right, so I think this time I'm going to put this white page. So this looks like it was a book page. I don't know why I'm doing that again. A book page that I gel printed white, or I went over it with my brayer to make it white, or scraped it with an old gift card to make it white. And then I was cleaning up my gel plate, so I just kind of dipped it onto that, and it picked up a little bit of color, not a lot. All right, so I'll put this one, let's go this way. And I'll start it here. So we'll kind of have a straight line, but maybe not. We'll do it this way. It's easier if I put glue down on the base paper and then glue this piece down on top. All right, so I'm just going to come over here. Let's see this piece. How about something like that? Let's come up here. You can overlap them. It makes it a little easier when you go to cut it up. Is that, no, that is a book page that I used a gold paint and gel printed on the book page with the stencil. Looks like from one of the artistic stencil clubs. I'm going to put this like that. Okay, put some glue on the back of this piece. There we go. And I saw a little scrappy. Maybe we'll put that right there. It does look transparent. It's a transparent gold paint, and it's thin, so it's in a thin layer, so it didn't really put it down real dark. But it is gold acrylic craft paint. That's that heavy body Master's Touch paint that I like to use. I think I want to use this piece though. Kind of come over the corner here. I rotate the paper around to make it easier for me to manipulate. Let's just line it up, line it up. May not get it perfectly to the edge, but I think I've got it. That one really contrasts, doesn't it? Let's find something. Maybe we'll do something where we split it. Split it up. Got a little piece of green. Actually, it's big enough to go in the corner, so we'll just do that. Do the corner. Now, the next thing you can do is you can prep all your papers that are scraps by stamping on them or stenciling over them. And then you can get a good variety of patterns that you can use. Alright, so there's that page where I didn't stamp on top of any of the papers. Let's cut it out. You like watching the papers come together? Alright, so we've got 2 done. I'm going to pick up one that I did earlier and has been drying, so that these can be drying and then come back to them later. So I'm just tossing all my scraps back in that bin. We made another page. Alright, so let's put this back over here. So here's one that I did earlier. In fact, that's that same green there. And what I want to do now is I'm going to stamp over the top of this just to kind of add a little texture. So let me see. I've got these stamps and I've got this stamp. Well, let's get that block out. We'll use this one. All my blocks are busy. I've got them stacked everywhere here. Alright, so the rubber stamps. I've used a variety of my stamps and Beeline design stamps. This first one I think is from, it's not Tick Tick Tick. I don't know if it's Clockworks, but I think if you type clock on my website, you will see the stamps that kind of fall in that category. And I'm rotating it so it'll have different time variance in the looks of it, and stamping it off the page just a little bit. I'll set that aside. I've got the Beeline Design Butterfly, so we'll stamp it. And let's put it right there. Maybe right there. Okay, and then I've got the Beeline Designs Bella Rose. So I'm just going all over it. Okay, and then I have the corner roses that are from my shop. So I'm just going to kind of add them in. I didn't press down all the way. There we go. See how it doesn't really matter what the paper looks like too much underneath? It just adds to it. So if you've got gel prints that, oh, they're not perfect, they didn't come out just right, well, you can come in and stamp over the top of them, and it's going to give you a great variety of pattern and colors. All right, so I'm going to stop with that layering of stamping. You see that? So at this point, right now, if I wanted, I could take this and scan it, because the gel prints are mine, the rubber stamps are Beeline Designs and mine. I might have a little bit going on with the music, but you can't really see it. So it's not like I'm trying to sell that for copyright issues. But I could scan this if I wanted to duplicate bunches of things, or maybe even make this as a journal page, or shrink it. There's all kinds of things you can do. Now, my glue, not my glue, the ink is still a little wet for the next layer that I want to put on here. Nice win, Beverly! You're very welcome. So the next step that I'm going to do is I have some embossing powder. And I find that adding some embossing powder, especially in gold and gold glitter, I don't know, it just adds another layer of element to these mixed media or Masterboards. Okay, got that. Oh, up here. So this is 1912 by Beeline Designs, and do I want to use that one? This one is, I can't always get it wrong. It's either French script or French correspondence, so I have those out. I have some Versamark ink pad. Now this is the one that I use for my mixed media, because the pad got dirty. And if you're trying to do clear embossing on something, then this isn't the ink pad you want to use. You want to buy a new one and don't contaminate it. So I'm just going to stamp it on here a few times, kind of rotating it. Okay, set that aside. I'll ink up the French script. Oop, I didn't get it stuck to the block. And yes, I probably did stamp over one of the others, so just going around a few times. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is grab my embossing powder. I have it in little Rubbermaid Tupperware type dishes, because I used to buy it by the pound. My girlfriend and I would buy the big containers and split it, because we were always making greeting cards. Alright, so I'm just sprinkling the powder over the page, letting it get onto where I stamped. And if your page is still wet from gluing, the embossing powder will stick. Now, that may not be a bad thing. You may like that look. But if you don't want it to be in random spots that you didn't plan it to be, then let it dry. Yep, dropped it. I think I got most of it. I see a couple of spots. Okay, I'm going to close my container, because you don't want it to heat up and blow that everywhere. If you're going to do a lot of embossing, I do recommend that you wear a mask so that you're not breathing in the particles. I'm just going to keep it away from my face for a moment. So how is everybody? Did you have a good week? Been away a bit dealing with your husband's health? Oh, well, I hope that he is better. Sending you love and hugs, but glad to have you here today. This past weekend, on Friday night actually, was my mother-in-law's and father-in-law's, I believe it's their 56th wedding anniversary. And my father-in-law wanted to go to a restaurant that we've never been to. It was a Brazilian style restaurant. that is inside of a casino here in Oklahoma. So he actually took us out to dinner. We went with them, but they took us out to dinner because it was rather expensive. I think it's $40 a person just for the dinner portion, and not including if you get tea or a beverage of any kind, or if you get dessert. But it was really good. Yeah, Lori, get that embossing powder out. It's really kind of cool how it comes together. It was really yummy. It was all kinds of different meats. You had a salad slash side dish bar that had portobello mushrooms. They had buffalo mozzarella cheese. They had some tomatoes that were tossed into a little vinaigrette oil flavoring. Just a little bit of everything. I see where this didn't get glued down, so I'll fix that in a moment. And then the meal itself, the meats, they came around your table and would carve off or pull off of a kebab different meats, like a fillet or a flank steak. I think it was flank steak, sirloin, a filet mignon, and chicken and lamb. And they had all kinds of stuff. It was really quite yummy. I was very full when we left. We did, each of us ordered a dessert, and Henry ate every last bit of his. It was creme brulee. He loves creme brulee. My father-in-law got a New York style cheesecake and got raspberry sauce and caramel sauce on it. My mother-in-law got this huge slice of carrot cake. Oh my gosh, it was huge. And I got a pecan chocolate caramel cheesecake. It's the only way I can say it. It was really good. I like lamb a little bit. I don't get it very often because it is really, I guess, the grease, the fat content in it just really kind of upsets my stomach. So I end up with indigestion really bad. Alright, so there we go. Now, I didn't intend to do it this way, but I've kind of created an orientation on my page. I didn't mean to. I should have rotated the butterflies, but I didn't. I was talking and forgot what I was doing. Lots of dessert choice options. Okay, so since I did it that way, let's cut these into cards. So, what do I want to do here? Kind of look at this. Now, this would be 8.5, so I could cut it to 4. So, what if we did 3 by 4? I have some scrapbook paper I can cut up into some cards. Is that what I want to do? 3 by 4? Yeah, let's do it. 3 inches. So I'm just going to keep, actually what I should have done was cut off the strip. I made this exactly 8 inches. So I'll do that. Make this one. Yes, it breeds scraps again. I feel like I didn't get all the embossing on this piece, so I'm going to heat it real fast. That French script stamped is such a small font, I didn't see it. Oh, thank you, Lori, for your donation. I didn't see the embossing powder on it. Okay. Don't stick your hand in it when it's hot. Again, I'll put these scraps over there. Cut this to 3 inches. Cut this to 3 inches. Cut these into 4-inch pieces. It just changes the look of it completely by cutting it up. Alright. I have some loose embossing powder, so I'm going to take a rag and wipe on these so I get off the loose. Maybe this will force you to use some colors that you didn't normally use. Alright, so the next thing I've got is a package of some cardstock that was printed with like movie award-winning scene-stealing performance. And it was 12 pieces. Oh, thank you, Suzanne, for your donation. 12 pieces for $2.99. And it looks like, if this is the dating that Tuesday Morning used, it was from 2011, February. And I thought, I need to use this stuff up. Oh, I'm going to keep the ticket in there. So how many of these did we end up making? We should have had 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6. So we made 6. Okay, so we got 6 that are 3 by 4. My scrapbook paper is 12 by 12. So if we lay this on here and we cut it at, that's 4. If we do 4.5, that kind of gives it a nice little border. Oh, you can't see it. Nice little border. So I'm going to cut 4.5 and 4.5. I'll save that for another day. And if it's 3 inches wide, now if I do it at 3.5 inches wide, I should be able to get, what, 3 out of there, maybe? Yeah, 3.5. And 3.5. I think it's a nice size journal card. Oh, I didn't get it cut all the way. There we go. Extras left over. Alright. Hey, Janice, welcome. I'm so glad that all of you could be here today. Yeah, Tuesday morning can be dangerous to go to. You can shop way too much. I haven't been this year at all. I had to think about it. I haven't been this year at all. I think I went before Christmas of last year. Maybe a couple of times. I don't go as often anymore because I have so much stuff. Unless I'm looking for something in particular that I know I don't have, I don't really get out and shop those places anymore. I have a plethora of stuff in this room. Yeah, it depends, Sam. They're hit or miss. Sometimes it all depends upon when they get their shipment in and when they restock and your area. You know, in some areas, craft supplies, they have a plethora of them. For example, the one on the Edmond side of Oklahoma City, North Edmond, or South Edmond, North Oklahoma City, it had tons and tons of craft items because they didn't have a lot of crafty women buying them at first. And so they had this ton of, like 2 rows worth of craft supplies. And I went up there again, you know, about 6 months after that, and it was all picked over. There wasn't anything left. Okay. Yours aren't that good to have lots of stuff in them. Yeah, it depends on where they're located and who their buying purchaser is, you know. And some regions, I guess, don't do as well as others. So some areas don't get a big selection. So I'm just adding some distress inks to the edges of the cards. And we're going to grab some glue. And the next thing that I do is I just start gluing these onto my base card. Now I want to go to the sewing machine to sew this, so I'm just putting glue inside the perimeter just a little bit. If you're not going to sew, then you'll want to go all the way out to the edge so that your card will be adhered. And I'll lay an acrylic block on it just to help keep it smooth for a little bit while I'm gluing the others. You can use your favorite tape. I've dug out my ATG gun. I had to look up a YouTube video to remember how to load it. And I saw that I have like 3 or 4 rolls of tape for it. So I need to start using it up before that tape goes bad. It will lose its stickiness and won't come off smoothly. These cards are looking kind of cool just the way they are, and I want to do another layer on them. Oh yeah, I need to get out the sewing lamb. Thank you, Giovanna, for the sewing lamb. Sewing cam. We're going to do the sewing machine. Hey, how many people here are new that have never been to one of my live streams? I'd love for you to speak up in the chat. I'll give you a shout out if I see your name. You like them? Thank you, Sam. It's a variety of patterns in here, isn't there? All right, got the last one. And then what we'll do is we'll switch over to the sewing machine and I'll stitch these down. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to take these, flip them over, and put this on here. And we're going to go over to the sewing machine. Yeah, exactly. If you have scrapbook paper that you're not real woohoo about, then what you can do is turn it over and use the other side to, or the pattern side even, to cover it up like I just did. I think when I went, this may have been on sale even more than $2.99 because I would not have purchased that. Either that or when I was given a whole bunch of paper by a lady who downsized, her daughter had to go in and clean out the house because the mom had already moved on with her life and wasn't going back. And there was a ton of scrapbook paper. It may have been in there. All right, sewing lamb. Hi, my artsy. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming, Carol from Utah. Yay! Yeah, doesn't it? Just that background is just enough. Unused scrapbook paper. Yeah, get it out. Use it. Oh, camera's been tilted. Sorry, I'm going to take you for a ride. All right. I was working on a prom dress. That was another thing I did this past week is I had to alter a prom dress. Yes, did you know that I used to be a seamstress and do a lot of alterations? And I ended up having to alter a dress, so I had to rearrange my room and clean things up so I didn't get the dress dirty. All right, so I'm just going to stitch around this. And I'm using a regular sewing machine. I've got it set for a zigzag stitch. I've got an old needle. In fact, I need to replace the needle. I have regular thread. I tend to buy thread when I'm low, so it's somewhat new. Old thread has a tendency to break. So if you have some old thread that maybe belonged to grandma, or maybe you are grandma and you've had it for 20 years and it's breaking when you are sewing, it's old. So just set it aside for a craft project. Alrighty. The Crazy Club. I'm the captain. Woo woo! Thanks, Sam. She's the captain of the Crazy Club. Alright, so I'm just going to stitch around this. And I go relatively fast with my sewing machine. If I'm not trying to go around a shape or something, I'll raise my presser foot and rotate it when I get to the end. I really like how this one turned out. It's one of these types of processes that you just sit and not really pay attention to what you're doing. Just glue a bunch of papers down. We're going to do the raffle here in just a moment, so y'all get in on that. just glue random papers down and then clean up all of the scraps, if you will, and then get out your rubber stamps and stamp over it, and then set them aside. You could take another layer and stencil on top of them, and then set that aside, and then, okay, now you've got this full sheet. You want to do the embossing over it. And then you've got sheets stacked up that you can then cut up, pretend like they're a full sheet of patterned paper, and turn them into things. It's kind of interesting. Hey, Amanda Dawn, how are you, lady? I hope you are well. Thank you, Robin, for always being so gracious to help me out and take care of the live stream. I greatly appreciate you, and I appreciate all of the administrative team for the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. Whoop, whoop. We strive to make it a fun, friendly, welcoming environment. We do allow people to self-promote once every 24 hours. So if you have a YouTube channel, you could come in once every 24 hours and share your video or project that you're working on. But we do require that you must interact in the group. What does that mean? You should be commenting on other people's posts, giving them words of encouragement. We don't want you just to drop your link of whatever you're promoting and then run away from the group. We want you to be a part of the community. I try to comment every few days. I'll sit down for about an hour or so and go on Facebook and comment on comments. Some days I'm lucky to spend 10-15 minutes, and whatever is at the top of my feed is what gets my comment. This past week I've also been working on the Under the Sea subscription box, so that I can get all of the elements put together for that. You're getting a bunch of beads and shell-shaped sequins. I've got, I have a oyster with a pearl in it as a charm. I really liked how that turned out that I found. And I found some glass fins, like mermaid fins, just the bottom part of the fin, that you'll also get. Oh, this one's really wonky. I guess we'll just go with it, huh? So I'm hoping that y'all will like that. So I got the charm goodie bag all put together. I've been designing the chipboard pieces. So I've got a silhouette of a mermaid. I've got a sand dollar. I believe there's seahorses in the chipboard pieces. I'm trying to remember what else I had. I just tried to fill it in with lots of little things that I thought would be cool to use in the journal. You could paint them, you could glue paper to them and cut that out, or you can stamp on top of them. I got the stencils designed, so those have been designed. Now Henry's got to put it in his work order lineup to get those done. I think I've given him a sample file for the Under the Sea chipboard pieces, so he's got to do one set and see how those look. Y'all probably don't realize how much work goes into putting a subscription box together. I have to design the things that I want to include in the kit, or I have to go find them. I'm very blessed that we have Norella, because she has done an amazing job with the images. You're afraid of mermaids, April? Well, I could see why, because in most stories, they're depicted as very evil. So, if you get the kit, April, just collage over the mermaids. There's not very many, okay? I'll show you on the subscription box. So, here is the subscription box journal pages. So, it's bright colors. Lots of fishy elements and sea life. Uh-oh, I'm missing pages. I'm missing pages. Where did they go? I may have to stand up so I can see it. Ah, here we go. I'm stuck to my other papers. Here's another page. And then here's one of the mermaids. But she's not too scary, is she? You're really getting into the salt life, Lori? Me too. Someone sent you a 9x6 envelope for Texas, but don't know about bigger packages. Okay, I looked. Hey, Connie, thank you. You earned your coupon code. I've been looking every couple of days to find out if we are allowed to ship to Australia yet. But I haven't been able to yet. Not packages. Okay. Let's pick the winner of the 200 junk bucks. And that winner is... da-da-da-da. Amanda Dawn, congratulations. You've won 200 junk bucks. Those will be added to your account. And let's do some let's see. Masterboard large. Let's do large. Large Masterboard cards. Alright, I've got some cards that I made prior to doing the live stream today so you could see some other ideas. This was taking the same concept, but I cut it to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I used that same scrapbook paper and made 4 cards out of one 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper. So I had a little strip that's left over somewhere. I ended up stamping on some painted papers, okay? So this was painted with my brayer, or I used a card, or you could paint it with a paintbrush. And then I used one of the dog rose rubber stamps on top of it and tore it out and put that there. This is the flower bouquet, and this is the it's flower, large, dang it, I forgot what it's called. Coloring book type flower is what it is, but I forgot what I named it. And then this one, I used one of Norella's bird faux postage and a Tim Holtz cardstock piece. And then this is a paper towel that I had when I was working on something and sprayed it, and it got all that paint on there, and I saved it. And again, I stamped sayings, and I stamped in the background. I did some embossing powder. So we're going to do those as our giveaway right now. All right, so looking at these guys, we got 6 of them. Let's finish adding embellishments to those. So I'm going to look up here. I think I like this one the way it is. That's too big. That's kind of interesting. Just the little flowers. Maybe over that pink, because you can see it a little better. This one is just the roses. Kind of tones it down just a little bit, maybe. This one's like a little little flowers, maybe right in the middle. It needs distress inks around the edges because they're blending into the page just a little bit. I'm using these right now. I don't know why. They're right here, so I'm digging in it. Here's what is this one? This is like a yellow. That might be kind of neat here in the middle or over on one side. What do we got? Here's a little bouquet of flowers. And I know it's kind of covering up our background a little bit, but I kind of like the way that looks. Now this one I think I'm going to leave without an additional thing. Alright, why is your screen blurry, Sam? Do you need to clean your glasses? I had to wash mine today. They were really dirty. So I'm just adding a little bit of distress ink to that edge. I think it kind of helps, I don't know, make it stand out a little bit more. Kind of go around the edges. What I need to do is just take this whole bin that I have and go around all the edges. I've got this little bin here. Oh, cool! That's neat, Lori. Get a cool vintage postcard. I guess no one else is having a blurry moment. I think I'm going to alter this one a little bit. Again, I'm trying to use up some stuff that I already have. So that's why I'm using these Tim Holtz ones. I think I need to add some color to this guy. So this is kind of a glossy paper. So I'm going to grab a watercolor pencil and see what happens if I can kind of add a little bit of color. I'm just kind of scribbling it on there, and then I'm going to use my watercolor brush to get that color to come out. I think that helped it just a little bit. And we may be getting a little bit of a glare, so I'll move it. You see that? So I'm just going to glue this one right in the middle. Oh, I understand that. I think Margie was talking about her computer having problems. Henry was having problems with his computer, and like, we can't do it yet. We need to wait just a little bit longer. All right, so I'm just going to put this up here like that. I kind of like doing assembly line like this sometimes because I don't have to really contemplate too much. Just grab a few things and go. Get that smoothed out. Putting a little bit of glue on these. I think we got this one to do. Yep. And I think the white over here, that looks pretty good. Okay, glue this one down. Sometimes that cardstock doesn't want to cooperate. Okay. New tablet. Ah, the commercial. See, the commercials aren't me. I got lucky. Henry wanted an iPad last year. I think it was last year. And I had a smaller iPad. I had the 11-inch, not the small, but a smaller than what was the newest version. Cleaning my hands. And he said, well, I think I would like a iPad. I said, well, you know, what you could do is you could take my old iPad and I can get the new 12-inch iPad. And he went for that. Okay. Can you see all those? Okay, so here we are. Next, I've got some little words. I've got love flows quietly, and we don't have a bird. Hey, keep going. Maybe like that. We have just journal. I don't know if that goes very, maybe right there. I think that looks better there. What else? What else we have in here? Did that one already. I need to stamp some more. Beauty. How about that? Beauty for the butterfly. And then over here, how about create? What do you think? We need something for up here. We've got grow. How's that? So these are rubber stamps that I have in my shop. This is one of Norella's collage words that says journal and diary. You did it with your phone, with your husband? I use my iPad to draw the stencils that I design and play games. But I use my computer for all of the computer work that I need, such as filling orders and adding items to the website, editing videos and photos. So what do you think of these? I think that paper, that background paper with that gold in it, just accents it so coolly, so neatly. I'm trying to decide if I want to do anything extra. I think I'm going to keep them pretty flat. You like it? So we made some journal cards that are kind of, I guess you can say they're matchy-matchy because they had the same concept, but they're all a little bit different. Now if I mix them up so they're not next to each other where I cut the paper apart, they really look different, don't they? Your stems. Oh, gotcha. You do the stems. Hey, Nadine. Thank you so much for your donation. Thank you, Suzanne, Lori, Robin, Ruby, Margaret, and Margie. Thank you, Ada. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Tori. Thank you, Lori. They look autumny. Yeah, they kind of do, don't they? Because of the colors that I picked. Thank you so much, Suzanne. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Margie. All right, I think that's a good set. So I'm just going to stack these up. Who knows, they may become a prize. And let's do the next one. So let's go back to this page. It's still a little damp. Let's make some more. I kind of get into this mode when I start cutting up the papers. Oh, here's another one that I did. That's what it was. I had two of them here. What time is it? 4:30? I think I want to do another one. Let this one dry just a little bit more. I may hit it with the heat tool. What do we got? I've got some scrapbook paper. Here's another piece of scrapbook paper. There's a piece of pink. Here's some book pages. This one will be completely different because it'll be the pinks. How's that? We'll do it in pinks. Okay, there we go. So I've just got a bunch of random pieces of paper here that were scrapbook and otherwise. I don't think I need both of these, so maybe one of those would be better. I'm kind of just laying it out first to see if I have enough pieces. Maybe across this way. Like that. So we need another little piece of something. I've got this piece. Maybe we won't use the music the same way. I've got a bigger piece. Thank you, Ada, for your donation. So let's do this where it's coming across there. And maybe we'll put this piece just kind of layering. Throw those over there. Okay. So I'm going to start on this side. Get my little glue out. I'm going to try a little different. Just see if it dries faster. I'm going to put glue with my bottle. Nope, that doesn't help much. It's not really, it's not doing what I thought it would do. I want to make sure it's smooth. Okay. All right, and then we'll put this one coming across here. Yeah. I'm going ahead and using as much of this as I can. And I think I'll come up the side here. Maybe even go across. I get in the zone and I'm thinking about what I'm doing. Sim City. I think my daughter plays that one. It's where the people are, they're kind of cartoony realistic. I don't know how to say that. They're not childish, that's for sure. They're very adult, in my opinion. I'm trying to see if there was one other, but I think this is what I want to do. Let it go across the top here. Like that. And then this piece, what I'll do is fit it to where it comes down below that. So here I am using colors that go together. Put this down for a moment. I like that. Okay. Try to line it up here. Gonna put a little glue on the back of that. Okay. And then this guy, I'm going to put, I should have put it up there, but I mean, we're going to cut this up, so it doesn't really matter that these are on opposite corners. Now, if this was going to be a journal page, I might have swapped it around. Okay. And I'm going to take this piece and we're going to put it across there. Okay. That's kind of pretty, isn't it, the way it's coming together? And I decide I want to put this piece of music over here. I think I have some more, so let me, oh yeah, I do, I see a piece. Maybe like that. I like this. I think I like that. Okay. I'm going to do the other side. Just adding a little more interest to the page. Since this was a book page and these were scrapbook papers, and I also used some gel print on this one. All right, let's trim it. And I think what I can do is I can go ahead and stamp on this so that the black ink could be drying. So we'll stamp this one real fast. Okay, and I'm just going to cut this into my bin that I have over here, so the scraps aren't laying on my desk. Alright, so that came out. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Thank you, Jennifer, for being here. Thank you for your donations, everybody. Yes, you want a tight, airtight lid for your glue pot. I've had this one ever since I made the tutorial, and it works really well. I have another one, but it's a little more complicated to use, and I haven't opened it in a while. I think it may have dried up. Yep, it has. So I'll put some water in it and see if I can save it. Yeah, I use sponges that hold water. Yeah, very restful, isn't it, Lori? You just kind of play. All right, so I like that. I think I want to use this corner roses. Just getting out my stamp pad. Just kind of stamp all over. I'm just rotating the paper around. Okay, I think I like that one. So let's set this. My pile around my table is getting pretty bad. So this time I'm going to remember to stamp. So I'll stamp over the edge. And we'll stamp going this way. We'll stamp going that way. Stamp going this way. Kind of filling in the page just a little bit. I am cutting this up, so I'm not trying to do the whole entire page with the same image. And I've got the Bella Rose stamp out, but I also had out, let's see. I've got a patchouli leaf. Let's see what that looks like if we just kind of put it in a couple of places. Some areas you won't see it as much, but it'll be there just a little bit, kind of peeking out. Put it here. Okay, I like that. And I think the next layer is going to be with the embossing powder. So I'm going to hit it with my heat tool. Maybe I can get it dry enough. I want to finish this one. Oh, you went to Basket Market today, Jennifer? I haven't been there in years. Oh, you should have messaged me. Are you available tomorrow? I've got to run some errands tomorrow. The dogs go to the groomers at 9, or no, at 11. But at 10, I have to meet a friend of mine that's giving me a garbage bag full of shredded paper, because Sunday I will have a paper making workshop in Yukon. We will be outside, weather permitting. We're going to create handmade paper. So if you're local and you want to come hang out with me, check out my website at lindaisrael.com for paper making. I think if you do paper, it's in my shop under workshops. And that'll be Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And we're probably going to be done by 1 o'clock. Okay. Yes, Jennifer, we should go back. I'll have to message you my phone number again so you have it and we can go somewhere. Don't you work during the day? I thought you worked away from home. Not that you don't work at home, but meaning that you had a job that you had to go to. Oh, thank you, Sam. Not local. You have to make a plan. I am considering trying again to do a workshop. We had talked about doing one around my birthday, but because of COVID, that got put out the window. So maybe this year we can talk about planning another workshop that is a weekend type thing. Okay, I like this so far. I want some embossing on here, so I'll use the 1912 again. I'm going to try to pay attention this time when I put it down. So I put one right here. Okay, so we got one right there. I'm using my finger as a marker. And then we're going to put one over here. Okay, so I've kind of done this side of the page. So I'm going to go upright and kind of like that. Put this one right here. Do this. Ah, if I can get it up there. There, okay. Let's go this way. You want a good Versamark embossing pad because your ink will dry too fast before you can get your powder down. Alright. Getting my little embossing powder. Trying to use it up. Come when in your town of Florida so we can sit on the beach. Then we won't be doing the workshop, Ada. I'll just come for vacation. We do it on a beach. We won't be doing any workshop. We could do it on a cruise ship so that the days we're at sea we have workshops. How about that? I love cruising. We do it out of Galveston, Texas, because that way I can drive and bring all my supplies. Because if you have to fly as a teacher with a lot of your supplies, it gets expensive because you have to pay for that extra luggage. Okay, I think we're getting it. I'm getting in my groove now. Alright, clean my hands off a little, and let's heat emboss this one. You'd love to go on a cruise? That's where you live, Margaret? Yes, a cruise. You're on Anna Maria Island this week, otherwise known as Paradise. Oh, I bet it's beautiful, Lori. Coconut Creek, 8 miles from the beach, Lori. Oh, wow, I bet it's beautiful. You're so lucky, Ada. Can I just come live with you? Really close to the beach. I'd love to live close to the beach. Henry wants to live in the mountains, and I want to live at the beach. So what we may have to do is get us a place on the beach for the winter, and then for the summer we go to the mountains. Finishing the cruise. No, it did not, Julie. It really didn't. You know, If I was going to get it, I was going to get it. I'm not blaming the cruise for it. Heck, I may have even actually caught it before I got on the cruise ship, even though I tested negative on Friday. Yeah, I did the test Friday, got the results Saturday, got on the cruise ship on Sunday. So I may have had it and it didn't test positive until after I had been on the cruise ship. And you know what? I wasn't that sick. I was sick, but it wasn't on my deathbed. I was just tired and didn't feel like any energy. And I gained 10 pounds because I didn't do anything. Thank you, Janice, for your donation. So, no, I think, I'm fully vaccinated. I've had it a couple of times. I'm not worried about it. It's just the flu, in my opinion, at this point in the game. That it's been out for so long now that it has really gone down as far as the symptoms of the death factor in it. Now, not to say that people who are in those high-risk categories, the flu may kill them. So they need to stay aware and be cautious and stay away from people who might have it. We need 2 homes, yeah. That's what I said. No, mountains in the summer, beach in the winter. I thought I said it that way. Maybe I said it backwards. That's what I meant to say. In the winter months, we want to be on the beach, and on the summer months, when it's hot, we want to be up in the mountains. Okay, I'm trying to get all this embossing powder. That's the bad thing about embossing a full sheet like this. You have to pay attention to where you've already had the heat tool. Not the humidity or the bugs, and yep. Yeah, our immune systems are working. Okay, I think I got... Oh, nope, there's a spot. You can kind of tell with this embossing powder, it turns shiny. And if you've missed it, it kind of has a dull look. And then the powder will just flake off. It gets hot, hot, hot. Alright, it's almost 5 o'clock now. See a spot right there. Up, down here maybe? Oh, those are good. Okay, let that cool off. Just a moment. Alright, so I like that. So what do we want to make this time? I made some large journal cards. I've also made, these are larger than artist trading card, but this front piece is artist trading card size. I haven't embellished them yet, I just cut them. They're ready. That's another thing you could do, just make a bunch of those and set them aside and then add more stuff to the top of them. Moth caterpillars are really bad right now. Yeah, Sam and Robin says Florida was too humid. Sat in the ocean. Alright, so let's see here. I think, like, make bookmarks. Okay. So, let's see here. If I cut these into... Do I want to do it this way? If I cut it into a 2-inch strip, Alright, I'm going to cut these into 2-inch strips. And then this one's going to be 2.5 inches. Maybe we'll make a little pocket out of that. Alright, so I think I will just cut these in half. So they'll be 5.5 inches. So yeah, 5.5. I don't know why I've stacked them all up together. Sometimes I can cut through all those thicknesses. Sometimes it's just better to just separate the papers out. I think I still want to use the same scrapbook paper behind these, so I'm going to grab that package and get a sheet out. Alright, so I made these 2 inches. I have a scrap left over, so I'm going to use that one to start with. So do I want them that wide though? I think 2.5 inches would be good. Yeah, 2.5. Just trying to get that lined up. And then I'm going to cut this into 6 inches. So that will go on top of there. Alright, so how many more do I need? I need 2 more strips. So 2.5 inches. What I could do, let's go to 5. And then turn this to 6. Stack them together. 2.5. There we go. And I'll just set these over here for now. So now we have bookmark pieces that we're going to work on. I think I want to go ahead and go around the edges with some distress inks. Alright. Oh, you're a newbie and never heard the term Masterboard before? It's something that I have been doing for a very long time. I like using up my scraps, and I tend to make a bunch of framed artwork where I would take these Masterboards like this and I would cut them into strips, or I'd cut them into shapes, and then I would adhere them to a foundation paper and use some rubber stamp sentiments or print a sentiment on my computer, and I would make these little framed works of art. I've also made tons of greeting cards. I used to have my greeting cards in about 4 different shops here in the greater Oklahoma City area. I don't do the greeting cards anymore because it got to the point that it was, you know, it takes a lot of time, and when people want to only spend $1 on a greeting card that should cost them probably closer to $15, you just kind of want to stop doing them. Love making Masterboards. A Masterboard, I think the idea is that you are covering another piece of paper up. You're using your scraps a little differently than Frankenpage, and then you're overstamping. You can also add acrylic paint. You could do stenciling. So, I don't know, it's a little bit different to me in Frankenpage's way that she originally, I think it was Nick the Booksmith, or was it Anime Bloom? I can't remember who it was that coined the term Frankenpage. Their original concept wasn't adhering papers on top of another piece of paper. They were going at it that you take two pieces of paper and you join them together. Then you take another piece of paper and glue it here to join them. And especially if it was two-sided paper, then you had this hodgepodge piece that came together, Frankenpage style. So, does that help? And I just can't for the life of me remember who coined that phrase. Yeah, not a market for $15 cards. Exactly. Now, I did have really good luck because my cards were quality and people wanted to pay the extra for a handmade card. Most of my cards were no less than $5 and most of them averaged around $10. Like quilting paper. Yep, that's another way to do it. Yeah, Nick the Booksmith. Okay, I thought that was who's coined the term. I kind of do a masterboard, if you will, by collaging papers on top of another piece of paper to make my Frankenpage style. And there's a lot of artists that do different things. I like how this pinks came together. We are going to go to the sewing machine again. I'll stitch around these. You need to be in California in the rich districts. Yeah, I got to be where all the money is. And I've had people custom order Christmas cards from me in the past. I didn't make a bunch of them for them. I think one lady I did 20 cards for, and another I did 15. I mean, they were paying extra for special, not just to send 100 people. They liked my mixed media Christmas cards I made. Yeah, for the 15. Yeah, be in California for the $15 cards. I agree with that. You got to be someplace who's got a lot of money. Okay. So again, I'm just going to stack all of these, one on top of the other. Grab the first one, and we're going to go over to the sewing machine. So sewing lamb. Let me drink. Exactly, Sheila. Do what you want. Love what you're doing. Create what you like or love. And enjoy it. You know, have fun creating. And some of the things that I do, other people call other things, or they don't like what I do. Well, that's fine. You do your own thing. You know, I haven't even looked to see how much it is recently on YouTube. It was 30%. I think it has gone up, but I haven't looked at it lately. That's why I ask a lot of people to use the Streamlabs. Y'all enter the raffle for the journal cards. I'm going to sew around these guys. Trying to think, what else do I need to tell y'all about? I'm working on a new line of our theme, which will be Under the Sea rubber stamps. I made a new stamp that's a little wooden sign that has like a directional sign, and I'm making words that fit in that sign. I got the sign posted. So there's one. I think for these bookmarks, we'll use that slot punch, and we'll add some fibers or fabric coming out the top. completely different look with this scrapbook paper as the foundation than the other card. That brown and that pink makes it look really rich. Laura, you like using bookmarks? Since I use a Kindle, I don't use a bookmark anymore unless it's in a magazine. Oh, Ada, there's a link that Robin can share. You just click on it, and when you log in or create an account there, you put your payment information in there. And then when you are ready, you just hit the donate button. You can donate through that. I get almost all of the proceeds that way. I have to pay a small fee to Streamlabs for the credit card processing. On YouTube, they get at least 30% of whatever's donated. And I just realized my husband and I started watching, because we don't go to the casino that often anymore because of COVID and whatnot. There's a YouTube channel that he does slot machines, and he'll do live streams, and he gets donations. He gets like $20, $30, $50, $100 donation, and he'll have 100,000 people watching him during a live stream. And I'm just now thinking, oh my gosh, no wonder YouTube loves him, because they're getting 30% of all of his money. The more donations you get, the more money they make. I don't know, I like sewing on the papers. Oh, we will have the journal raffle for today. Well, thank you so much, y'all, for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. So what I'm going to do with those journal cards, I'll split them into two pairs, so I'll have two winners when we draw. When you win a prize, make sure you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com and create a user account if you haven't already done so. And then send me a message through the contact me form and say, hey Linda, I donated, I won a raffle. And then make sure your mailing address is included in your account, and I'll get that prize sent out to you. I got to ship a bunch of things, so I'll be working on prizes this week and orders. I had to order some more rubber. We are out of rubber for our laser, and I got an order from a lady last night that ordered a bunch of Halloween stamps. I'm like, oh, she's getting ready. All right, let's go back over here. Yeah, you know, using my sewing machine in my junk journals, using my mixed media pages, getting out the scrapbook paper and the leftover bits of fabric and whatnot. I mean, it just, I don't know, it just makes it really more enjoyable to me to be able to do all that. All right, let me get my ID punch. I know it's up here. It's hiding. I'm still working on rearranging my desk because I'm still trying to figure out what I want to put where to make it more efficient. I'm just trying to see if there's a right side or a wrong side, and I think I'm going to do it where all of these are the top, so I'll just stack up two of them. This is a pretty nice slot punch. And punch top there. I like how this one came together. Even with that pink mixed media page, gel print, you know, that was kind of crazy looking, but it looks so cool as a background. Ah, you have friends who like them and like good gifts. Gotcha. Thank you, Lori, for answering my question. Robin says she likes lots of tassels and maybe even charm added to her bookmarks. Really, Robin? Interesting. That is very interesting. All right, so here's what we'll do. We'll get out the charms. So I've got the charm bin. We're running out of room here, so I'll move this over here. Slide that up there. Okay, so we got those. We need to do the raffle. Y'all get in on the raffle. What kind of prize can I do now? Oh, I know what I'll do. I want a couple of these. So which ones do I want to keep? I think I want that one, and I want that one. All right. So let's pick a winner of 2 winners that are going to get these cards. I'm just going to randomly split them, okay? Thank you for your donations, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's go to the giveaway. And the first winner of the large Masterboard cards is Margaret Ellerit. I can't get it out. Ellerit. My camera's wonky too. What's up here, camera? Why are you acting like that? Congratulations, Margaret. Make sure, I think I have your address. I'm pretty confident. But if not, make sure you go to the website and create an account and send me your address. All right, let's pick the second winner. Yay! You're welcome. So you'll get a set of these 2 cards, of the 4, 2 of these. All right, pick a winner. Sherry Wastener? I can't see it. Wastener? I apologize if I'm butchering your name. Please forgive me because I'm a hick from Oklahoma and I don't read very well. So congratulations. Now, if you will do the same, make sure you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, create a user account, include your mailing address, and then send me a message that, hey, I'm so-and-so on YouTube, and I won a prize on April the 25th. I'll get that sent to you. Hey, Julie. All right, so we're going to go over here and go reset. Yes. And we're going to do small. There we go. Open giveaway. So I'll give away these guys. So I'll do another set of 2. Okay. So it'll just be kind of fun, I think, to get 2 different cards that you can use in your junk journals, right? Kind of gives that true. You hear journalists butcher names? Yeah, they do it all the time, don't they? The bookmarks look great. You like those? Thank you, Julie. All right, let's see if I've got some. Do I want fabric or ribbon? I think I haven't used fibers and ribbons in a while, so we're going to get some out. Whoa, caught it! We didn't have a catastrophe. Yay! Oh, I see some more. I don't really do tassels that much. I'm just dancing to some music while I'm standing here. Okay, let's dig in here. I've got some seam binding. I have a little pink ribbon. Let's see if we find anything else that I thought I saw. I see some cheesecloth. Oh, here we go. I don't know if I have enough, but I found this little piece of lace. So I've got a few things here. Okay, let's dig in here. This is how I store my ribbon now. I took them off the spools and then wrapped it around little pieces of chipboard. And you know what? Let's use some of that because I have it. I need to get rid of it. Use it. Since there's brown, I've got that brown polka dot, so I think those will be good. So let's get rid of this. I have 3 of those full of ribbon. Okay. I've got some yarn here. I see some eyelash trim. What do you think? I have some lace. Robin said she wants lots of tassels. Well, we're going to have lots of layers. How's that? See what we come up with. So I'm just laying them all out together here so I can grab them. I don't know if I need the seam binding, but I think I want to do it anyway because of the contrast. I could spray this, but then we have to wait on drying time. I think we want some of this fuzzy stuff. So I'm just laying it all out here. These are mine, so I want to keep them. I put the yarn in a Ziploc bag because it ends up a mess. Alright, so now I have some out there. Y'all enter the raffle? Get rid of this guy. Get my fabric scissors here. Alright, so I've got a little bundle and I'm thinking I want to, I don't know if I want to just poke it through and sew it or if I want to tie it. I have a piece of wax linen thread. I want to see what happens when I pull this through. Yeah, I should do it halfway. I could pull it all the way through. I'm just playing with it because I'm trying to use up, but at the same time have enough for each one. So I'm thinking I'll just cut this. So I'll lay this out this way. And what I'll do is I'll go over here to my sewing machine and just stitch across this. So now that lays really flat on there and it gives you lots of little bits and pieces coming out the top. Like it? All right, that's what we're going to do. So poke this through. All right, now cooperate with me. Poke that through. And I'm going to do it where it's this way. Yeah. Pull that through. Try to get this lined up the way that I want. Get them all the same height. Pull it up and then cut it and sew it. And I find it's just quicker if you go ahead and sew it now. Got another one. All right, so we're going to do more. You like this, the sewing across? It makes it so much easier. You like cheesecloth as long as it's not neon green? You love it? Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Ada. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. We're doing pretty good. Put this in here. That's how you get all those fibers through. Otherwise, it's a nightmare trying to get this all to line up. Okay, cut it. And I'm okay with it all being different sides. Yeah, nice little collection of lace and whatnot. I think just adding that, all those little bits gives us a nice little texture. Well, Robin, am I using a sufficient amount? Is that satisfying your need for lots of tassels? Okay. Pull this through. Thank you, my artistry. Was it Carol? I forgot. Not the green, right, Julie? Not the green. One of my ribbons turned over, so I'm just kind of adjusting it before I cut it. All right. Cut this one. Look at all the fibers that are laying on my desk. Just sewed right across. All right, we got two more to do. And then we'll find some words or something to paste on these. Okay. Yes, Carol. Okay, I remembered. My memory sometimes doesn't work as well. So thanks for being here. I greatly appreciate y'all's support and hanging out with me today. I hope that you're inspired to create, that I'm sharing something with you that maybe you'll look at it a little differently and go about creating with what you have. If there are any items that I used today that you like, do check the description box links for my shop, as well as for my Facebook page and my Facebook groups. And then check the links that have been... If I added a tiny bling by the sentiment, you might faint. Oh my gosh, Robin. Check the links that Robin have shared as well for the items that I've showed y'all today. All right, sew it on this one. So we got to get the bling out too. Oh my gosh. Especially since it's pink. That's one of Robin's favorite combinations. Shades of pink. Alright, I'm going to stack these all together again. I may have to do some more of that so I can use up this ribbon and fibers and whatnot. Okay, poke that through. All right. Kind of get that twisted. There we go. There. Stitch it. Just stitch it. Just stitch it. Alright, I like that. Let's move this up out of the way. Put the glue right there for a moment. Look at all these fuzzy fibers on my desk. Alright, where's my little bin? So I'm just going to put them in this little bin. I may use them some other time. Oh, I got some beads too. Alright, so we've got bookmarks here. I'm trying to decide which sentiment would work. We almost had a disaster. Do I want to use... I've got these words by Norella of Calico Collage. I think we might use those. So let's kind of just get one or two. Friendship, effervescent. I think I need... I've got this heart punch. Let's see what I have in my pink papers here. I have this gel print I made a long time ago. It's green on the other side. So what if I punch a heart? Let's do a couple of them. How many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think what I want to do is cut this in half. Or, well, I guess I could have it. Alright. We'll punch some more. I'm making decisions as I go, people. Alright? This would be perfect for those of you that like the heart journal series that I did, where I showed y'all different ways to make pages with hearts. You can do it this way. You could, if you don't have a punch, you could always hand cut a shape, trace it, whatever. Put that over there. All right, let's put some distress inks around the hearts. You like that gel print? That was a layered gel print with the retro panel stencil and I think one of the stencil clubs. Okay. I think it needed the little heart. I was using a piece of wax linen thread, Lori. It was a scrap that was left over, and that's how I was pulling the fibers through. Okay, I like that. Robin wants me to use some bling. Alright, so if we put a heart kind of going at an angle, and then put the word on top of it, maybe. And then I've got some little bling. I'm trying to think what else we want to put on there. I don't think I have... Ah, I have these. I don't like adding a lot of those because they add bulk, but we're doing them. We're doing them. Alright, so let's glue down the heart. Just put a little bit of Aleene's tacky glue on there. And I decided that I want a little bit of this eyelash trim. And then we'll put the word down. It's hard to find this eyelash trim. I've been looking, but they want a lot of money for what I've found recently. All right, let's do a little pearl. May need to put a acrylic block on this. Glue down! Normally I put glue on the eyelash trim and I didn't, so I'll add some. Okay, there we go, that's better. We're getting there. We haven't done the charms yet, Robin, so hold your horses. Yeah, you can use it for that if you don't like the minty smell of dental floss. Okay, now. I think I want to do the same thing. I may put it down lower so you can see the butterfly. Because there you cover it up. I could put that one straighter across the top. Okay, we'll put it at the top. Price of yard has gone up a lot. Yeah. Put that down. Put this over it. Ah, stick. Bling and charms. Hey, Nadine. I saw the light. I saw the light. I see a, oh, here's a little heart charm. That would be kind of cute on there. I'm trying to decide if I want to add something else with it. Maybe a dragonfly. I just kind of pinned it on there. You see the little dragonfly? We have a charm. We have a bling. I have some more little blings that I'm just laying out here. Okay, I think I got that one flat. And I think I also have some bling in silver or shiny. How are we doing? It's 5:38. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to finish making these, what are these? Bookmarks. I can't get a hold of it. All right, let's put one right there. We're getting there, Robin. Is that what you wanted? Thank you so much, Robin. Okay, let's put this over here. Okay. Put that in there. Grab another little ball pin. And this one I think I'm going to do a heart. So I'm just going to pin it again through the fibers. Come on. Why aren't you coming through there? There we go. I guess I need my other glasses. I couldn't see. All right now. My fingers do not want to cooperate today. All right, I like that. So you have a little charm. Oh, thank you, Gigi. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gina. Okay, so there's another one. Alright, sliding it over. Got another heart. There's butterflies up there, so I think I'll put it down lower. And we'll do a faith. I think I like that. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like them. Alright, so I'll put a little glue down. Then put the fibers down through that glue. And then we'll do the faith. Right on top of there. Let that sit there for a second. Let's do the next one. And I think it could go across the middle like that. I don't know, I like doing them at an angle sometimes. Do them however you like. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here. And we're going to cut a little piece of trim. And lay it in the glue. And let's do heavenly. How about that? Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry you broke your pelvis. That's terrible. Y'all, you gotta be careful out there. I'm just gonna lay my acrylic block over this. Kind of help hold it down for a second. So I can get these done, and then we'll put the embellishments on. I think right in the bottom area? No, more up top. And this one also a little bit more up top. Okay. These bookmarks are making you smile, Robin says. Hee 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 hee. Okay. Okay. I'm going to put a little glue right here, a little glue right there. Grab a little piece, stick it in the glue. Grab another piece, stick it in the glue. It's sticking to my finger. So we've got admire. So I'll lay that one over here. And I'm going to grab an acrylic block to lay on top for a moment. This one says flourish. These are words from Calico Collage. They come larger, like 5 times bigger than this. And I end up shrinking them on my computer when I say print. I tell it to print as the full sheet as like a 5x7 or a 4x6 photo, and it shrinks it down. Alright, so I'll put the ones I didn't use back in here. So here's the same words in the next size up. And then I don't see one of the bigger words. I need to print another set of them. I haven't printed them in a while. Okay. I'm about out of water. Oh. Okay. Alright, so this one should be pretty much adhered down. And I think we just need to go in with our bling. So I'm grabbing another safety pin here. This one is just a little bling. That's what it is, a little rhinestone. So I'll put a little rhinestone on here. Pin it down. There we go. Didn't want to stay the way I want it, so I'm trying to play with it a little bit. Okay, kind of like that. And we need to add some bling, so I've got a little pearl bling. So I'll add a little pearl bling. And I always use my scissors because this comes off easier. So now I've got this little rhinestone bling. So there's another one. See the butterfly in the background. I think these turned out really cool. Cute. I like the way they've turned out. I was going to use those beads, but I changed my mind. I may need to put some more weight on that. Oops, come on. Turn over. Turn over! Let's pick another rhinestone. Put one right there. Oh, stuck to my finger. It may not stick now because the adhesive got a piece of fiber under it, but I like it. Grab another one of these. Heavenly. What does this say? Believe in love. So I'm going to pin that down. Pin it down. Big bookmarks make you want to read a physical book, so you can use it. We can always use them in your journals to mark your place. See? I use bookmarks in magazines whenever I'm reading them and I like an article or something. There we go. Believe in love. Heavenly. Okay. We need bling. We need bling. Put a bling right there. We need a charm. You have a challenge list that includes reading more books. I need to read some more books myself. Especially ones this pretty. Oh, well, thank you. You're so very sweet, Julie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This one's little birdies. Let's do little birdies. I have a little bird charm set in my shop, and I think this is one of the charms. So if you were curious what they look like, this is the bird, one of the bird charms. I like it. All right, last one. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to flip back through what we've made today, show you what we made, and then we're going to draw the raffle for the small Masterboard journal cards. And then we're going to do a flip through of the journal that I am giving away today to those who donate. Remember, if you donate, that buys a membership on my website, and in that membership you get a discount on items from my shop. You also get several free digital downloads that I offer. All you have to do is let me know that you donated after you've created a user account on YouTube so that I can get you added. Oop. I'm going to lay these all out so you can see them. Kind of separating them a little bit. You can kind of see them just a little bit, bring them down, kind of like this. Here we go. Swoop across the page. All right, put this up here. Shopping time! Oh, well, good. I haven't sent your journal yet, Ada. I'll wait till you spend your coupon. All right. Fall asleep reading. That's a good way to go back to sleep. All right, so here's what we did. I took some scraps of paper, which are now covered up, but scraps of paper that I had left over, and we made it into a Masterboard that I stamped on and added some embossing powder, stamped images. Then we layered with a gel print some eyelash yarn, words from Norella of Calico Collage, and we added some fibers because Robin says that makes her happy. We've got little charms. Oh, I think I missed one. I did. I missed this one. So I need a charm. What do we got here? Here's another dragonfly. We'll do that. Outstanding. You like that? Well, thank you. My shop's always tempting. Okay. Well, I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate you shopping with me. I like how those turned out. Those turned out pretty cute. All right, so let's set this aside. And we made these today. I'm keeping 2 of them, so I'm going to show them to you, but I'm keeping them. So these are mine. I need to put a sticky note on them, say mine, because I'll take photos of these later. So I'll get them in shot so you can get a still shot of those. So again, using that Masterboard idea and then collaging on top of it. So I'll set these aside. And while I didn't make a whole bunch of things today, I think you guys have some ideas. This is ones I made prior to the live. And you can just see how different they turn out by doing the different colors of papers. And I've got these ready. So these are pages that I have added all together. They're ready to go. Sometimes they curl up. I just put them under something heavy for a little while. So I'll stamp on these next, and then I will do some embossing on them, and then I'll cut them up and make them into things. Alrighty, so let's do the giveaway. And where did the journal go? Oh, I put it up here. Alright. So we're going to do the giveaway. I'm giving away 2 sets of these smaller journal cards. They're just going to be random, so whatever ones I grab is what you're going to get. Lots of creativity. Thank you so much. Use them up. All this from scrap, Suzanne. All of it. Leftover bits. And ugly scrapbook paper that happened to have some gold embossing in it. Alright, so let's pick the winner. Try the bookmarks now. There you go, Bonnie. Thank you so very much. Alright, let's do the giveaway. So the winner, first winner of the small Masterboard cards is Linda Gray. Congratulations, Linda. I'll get a set of those sent out to you. And then the second winner, Margie. Congratulations, Margie. You won a set of the smaller journal cards. All right, so let me clear this out. So the next thing that we're going to do here is those that donated. I'm going to give away, this is an eclectic journal that I made back in September of last year. And I had made a couple of them that day, but I kept one of them because we didn't have enough donations during the live that day to do 2 journals. So if you want a chance to win this journal, be a donator of any dollar amount. So we've got Gigi's Art Addict, who's Gina, Ruby, Janice, Margie, Ada, Nadine, Suzanne, Lori, Robin, Ruby Lily again. Thank you so much, Ruby Lily. And Margaret and Margie. All right, so we're going to open that up. Did I say it already? I just think, okay, I didn't open it. So those people have donated are eligible to win this journal, which was made in September of 2021. The front cover here, today is that's from the Tea Party, Garden Tea Party, and the inside is from the Good Book series. This is from the Apothecary from Calico Collage. This is from Her Allure, I believe. Here's a mixed media belly band, so a gel print, mixed media paper, and then I put another sheet of paper on top of it for writing space. And then here's where I used that same gel print This gel print's getting a lot of work out of it. That's how much is left still. I did a 12 by 12 sheet. And this was some textured mulberry paper that I had in my stash and one of Norella's images, rubber stamping around the edges. You're in for Lori. Okay, Sam, thank you. She had to leave. Miss her. And we'll flip this over. And then this is scrapbook paper, book page, fabric, stenciling on a journal card with a little piece of fabric. Did another one here. Expect great things. This is from One Fine Day, I believe. This is from a good book. Here I stamped the daisies onto a piece of paper that I glued down. And then here's a book page that was sprayed with Tattered Angels. And that's the same stamp, but stamped on a book page and then painted. A little card that I made by folding it over. I just thought it just gave it a little different element. And then you have the surprise of the specimen. So you have all the sides to journal upon. Plus you can journal back here. And if you do it creatively, you could journal where it covers it up. And then on this side, just this bright piece of paper with some paper that I had in my stash that was given to me. And I used that. This is from the Dancing Dragonflies kit. Gel print, some scrapbook paper that I had in my stash, and I think I need to add some glue to this. It's right here in the binding, so I didn't do the edge-to-edge glue that I do with a Masterboard because I knew I wasn't cutting it up, so sometimes it doesn't get adhered down on the edges. This is the leafy border. I think that's what that's called. Leafy border? Leaf border? I don't remember. Fabric. This is from the Dainty Flower set. This is one of Norella's words with some other fabric. And this is from the Sun-Kissed Blooms, I think it is. Around the edges. All About Robins. Garden Tea Party. The 1912 in the background with a piece of dictionary page and one of Norella's little small ephemera, some fabric. This is coffee dyed paper. Did the flower bouquet around the edges is rubber stamp. One of Norella's little labels. I think that's from the good book. And this was a little paper sack that someone had given me, and I stamped it with the 1912. And then used the Tim Holtz. This is one of Norella's words. I stitched it onto the fabric, then glued the fabric on top. And then I made a little journal card to go inside. So I stamped in the background. That's the 3 leaves in the background, I believe. Or it could be the romantic... it's not romantic flourish. Romantic something background. One of Tim Holtz, some music in the background. This is a coffee sleeve from a coffee restaurant, and then the word journal, and then on top of that, I don't know if you can see that, I stamped the tiny cosmos on top of there, and then this is scrapbook paper in the background. This was a mop-up paper in the background here that got lots of texture, and then I used the textured edges around the edge stamp set. Here's where I was spraying a piece of paper, and I deliberately placed it in the corners so it'd get this little contrast of a corner when I did the stenciling. Dancing Dragonflies, and this is, I believe, Grandma's Garden. This is stenciling onto different pieces of paper and then kind of hodgepodging them together. This was some scrapbook paper. This is the White Glider rubber stamp. You love the paper sack. Thanks, Sam. Tear off book pages, gel prints, rubber stamp, 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 small polka dot stencil, and then over here I stamped down the edge. And I can't remember if that's called the Bloom. It's not, I don't think it's Bloom Cube. Did the same over here. Flip that over. Not yet. Last call. Check the raffle. Did y'all get in on the raffle? All right, and then here's a little journal card there. That same rubber stamp that I showed you on the big journal cards, but colored in. Another scrapbook paper. And then we just kind of repeat going the other direction. Oh yeah, except for this page. So this is an altered paper clip that holds inside this vertical pocket a vertical little journal. So you could write this way if you want, or you could write this way. But it's a couple of pages that have been sewn together with this fabric across here, and then you fold it back, and then it fits in this pocket, and it was falling out, so I made this journal card, or altered paper clip. This is one of Norella's images, and my printer smeared it, so I just used it as an element. I thought it looked pretty good. There's a book page in the background, and then behind that is a gel print of mine. This is a mop-up paper. Coffee dyed paper. Rubber stamp! This is a tutorial that I did using some Braille paper. And this is the 1912 stamp again. One of Norella's butterflies. Aspire to be amazing. A piece of fabric lace. This is some Italian paper that was given to me many, many, many years ago. And I still have pieces of it left. So I try to use it every once in a while. Garden Tea Party. And this is from, oh, I had that wrong. This is from the Artful Kit. I was trying to find the other side, but now I don't see it. Not that one. Well, it's the Artful Kit. I thought it was All About Robins. Scrapbook paper in the background, words from Norella, sun-kissed blossoms around the edge, a sun-kissed cube. The daisy, made a little frame. Again, I had sprayed some journal cards and put a stencil over it, and so those were taken away and left a negative spot. Another mixed media page, dragonfly, dancing dragonflies, scrapbook paper, mixed media paper. This was just some paper that I had in my stash that I made a little flip up. Another one there. And you flip that over. So we got a collage going on here. And then this is a pocket right there. And we took a scrapbook paper and folded it in half. So now we have another tall, skinny journal card. Journaling spot. So you get the height there. More stenciling. This is some ribbon sewed onto a piece of like a sticker border onto a piece of scrapbook paper. Thank you so, My Artistry, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you. I use them so much, Robin. That's why. And I love, sometimes I don't remember all of them, but these are some of Norella's domino images. I think it's from the Wildfires collection. That's that gel print again. That's funny. Here I used the Lace Duo, but I used embossing powder. Gold embossing, glitter embossing powder. So you can kind of see the lace pattern a little bit. This is the Bella Rose. This is another strip of this same paper, but it's in a strip, and it was just on the edge, so it didn't have as much darkness in it. And then the last pages. All right. Did I get you? You need a teleprompter to remind you. And what were you doing here? Oh, so close, Sam. You need 60 more junk bucks. Alrighty. I clean my hands off again. Let's put this up here. Are we ready to do this? Did y'all like this? I think the bookmarks were my favorite. Just because they're just so full of stuff. Hey, if you'll do me a favor after this live is over, would you come back and leave a comment? Tell me what you loved about today's live stream. What has inspired you to create? And if you create something based off of what I shared today, would you post it in the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group and tag me. Say, hey, I was inspired. I made this. And if you really enjoyed today, share it with your friends, because that's how I get exposure, that people find me. So if you say, hey, check out what Linda did, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, well, we're going to pick the winner. Yes, the bookmarks was your favorite, Robin says, because they're pink. All right, let's pick a winner. And was the sound was better today? Everything was good, right? I hope. No one complained except for Sam about being fuzzy earlier. All right, so Sam is in for Lori. Is that right? Is that what I remember? Because Lori had to leave. And Margie, Margaret, Ruby, Robin, Lori, which would be Sam for her, Suzanne Roberts, Nadine, Ada, Jennifer, Janice, Ruby again, Gina, and my Artsy. All right. Yay! All is good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's pick a winner. So the winner of the journal that I'm giving away today is Jennifer! Congratulations, Jennifer. You won the journal today. Good job. Well done. Aren't you clever? Isn't that the phrase? That's the European phrase, I think, from watching the, what was it? Oh, Call the Midwife. I suddenly got quieter. I think it's because I was leaning back from the camera and I was also not talking as loud. Yay! Congratulations! I hope you enjoyed today. I'll have to do something with these little bookmarks, huh? Want those fun? I've got some ideas to make some more stuff. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I haven't decided yet. Did y'all like today's ideas? Let me know. If there is a suggestion of something you want me to do for next Monday, let me know. I'll see what I can do. I am going to get off of here. Henry will be home shortly. We're having leftovers. Henry went to the store and they were having a sale on brisket. I think it was brisket. And he got a hunk of meat and smoked it yesterday. So we're having leftovers today. Hey, y'all, I really appreciate your feedback. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. I hope that you enjoyed what I shared today, and I will see you next Monday. Do be on the lookout for some tutorials, some new tutorials. If you haven't been getting my newsletter, make sure you go over to my website, lindaisrael.com. There's a pop-up that'll say join the newsletter. I think you can also go into your account, and there might be a place to add to the newsletter as well. See you next time. Ha ha. Thank you so much, Ada. Thank you for being here, everybody. Y'all have a great week. Lots of love to you. Bye-bye.